And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man. Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag.
Had to triple my bag.
Wow.
Had to triple my bag.
Wow.
Had to triple my bag.
Yeah.
Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Duo Live Show here at Learn Crypto, your one-stop shop for crypto and stock technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and news. My name is Nick Hellman.
I'm Todd Butterfield.
We're trying to get the Duo Live Show back. Let us know if you can hear us. Let us know if everything is working. Obviously, the CPU usage on Todd's machine is a little high. We need to get him a new CPU, but before that happens, we got to find the next pork blaster so we can actually fund that, huh, Todd?
Right, I think so. Everything was good. Yeah, CPU usage is a little high. I don't know why, but we'll get that fixed if this doesn't go as well as planned.
For everybody in the YouTube chat, I see you, Hunter Hall. Welcome back. He says the 2 o'clock Duo Live show is just like the old days. Yes, we made our bread. We made our face doing a Duo Live show on a daily basis at the exact lows, 2016, 2017, and then calling the exact low, mortgaging my house at 3,500 Bitcoin in 2018, and we are making the comeback now. It's enough that we're watching other KOLs and influencers lead you to the slaughterhouse. So Todd Father and the crypto hand need to get back in here before this next alt season happens. And the reason we're starting now is not because we believe the bull market is ending in 3 months, but we believe that the 4-year halving cycle could break and the bull market could just be beginning. We know Bitcoin has been ripping and roaring, Todd, but what about Ethereum? What about altcoins that haven't made a move yet? And maybe this is the time is not. What do you think?
I'm looking maybe if we have one more sell-off, but then I think they could come alive. So I'm anxious to see how this rally today, whether this rally gives up in the next day or two, and then we try the downside one more time.
And I don't know if we can take over.
Yannick?
I don't know if you can see my screen here. We'll go over CoinGecko, then we'll let Todd Father look at the large cap charts. We'll go over a couple news pieces, and then we'll go to the chat box. Your guys' questions, whether it's technical analysis, fundamental analysis, or news, we'll get to that. And then we'll wrap it up. Obviously, as this is the first live show back, probably have smaller numbers or smaller active numbers. The playback numbers have been pretty big. You did the test live show yesterday, over 1,000 views on the playback. And that was the first live show from this channel in 10 months, if you can believe that. So let's get the community back. Let's get the live show audience back. And hopefully the comment section starts popping here very soon. We see CoinGecko over here. We see some green today as the United States government did have a shutdown. That is an 80% win rate on Bitcoin having a green candle after the U.S. government shuts down. We also know gold rallied to $3,900. Todd will be going over those charts. The biggest gainers the past 7 days, Zcash up 111%. That is an old name, Todd. I don't know about you, but I know there's a lot of bag holders who have done very, very bad on Zcash. And I bet you they will be selling into this rally. Unless there's some news I'm missing, guys, I would be taking your profits or be taking your long-term losses on Zcash and rotating into something else. MIX up 77%, Pump Fund up 14%, and that about rounds out the best gainers. Now, the biggest losers, you do have Plasma down 7.2% the last 24 hours. This thing had all the hype, all the VCs, all the KOLs shilling it just to dump it on your head. It is down like 60 or 80% off the high already. We'll see what happens with Plasma. Aster down 28%. I told you if $2 gave away, look out below. That is exactly what has happened. And then, of course, that's what Aster's chart looks like. Now, I do believe there is some fundamental value to Aster. I'm hoping to pick up Aster on a steeper decline. Have not grabbed a bag yet, but I guess you'll have to stay tuned to see when we buy that. And then we got a couple others down double digits, Avalanche, Near Protocol, and Pi Network. Interesting that Render back almost to $3.50. I do think AI catches a bit at some point. That is a large cap that maybe Todd needs to look at some TA on. So enough for me. Let's see the Todd Father's charts, see what's going on, and then we'll check out the chat box to see if you guys have any questions.
All right, today's rally in Bitcoin did catch me a little off guard. I didn't think we would take out these highs. I do have what I think's the possible current count Because you can see down here, I'm following the Wyckoff indicators always on stocks. On crypto, I do throw a little bit of Elliott wave in. I think it helps. But you can see down here at the bottom, we got the technometer today at 48, and 50 has caught all of these past rally highs when we're in an uptrend. So if we get a 48 or 50, while it looks like sideways or maybe a little bit of downtrend, then I think we got to be concerned. So I'm going to call this an ABC rally here that could have ended already, maybe ends tomorrow. Next day, maybe we'll mouse around here. Then I still could see that sell-off down there, that 98,000 level. So I'm leaving it open for that, especially if this rally gets kind of slow up here and we turn lower the next day or two. Ethereum, again, we're showing that was a nice spring. I talked about that possibly being a spring, but we would need to rally back into the trading range. We have done that. We're almost back in the middle of the trading range. So again, that's really good action. Technometer there is 46. We did get around 39.5 at the bottom. Didn't get the exact oversold reading. I wanted to jump on that. We do have 50% long positions, just a hair higher than where we are right now. So again, we're going to watch, see if we stop here. I don't know how this Elliott wave count. I don't like that 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 wave's pretty strong here. And we might not go to new lows, so I'm not going to show that. I think that 3850 did wipe out some people, did give us a spring. And maybe we'll come down to 4,000 and test that if we start showing some outperformance. So that's what we're going to be lookout for. Let's look for Bitcoin to roll over here in the next day or so, and then we'll reevaluate.
We got a couple people in the chat box here. Dadman Crypto says someone got blown out of BTC today. Was it Ansem? I don't know exactly who it was, but I do know that a lot of people were awfully bearish on Bitcoin, and they were taking a large leverage short positions yesterday, which that's probably why you might have seen such a volatile candle as they had to short cover. Here's one right here. I actually made a tweet of. This guy said things were going to get very ugly below 100K into the 90,000s, took leverage short positions, and what do you know? That didn't go his way. This is now an 80% chance when the U.S. government shuts down. 80% of the time, Bitcoin has seen a rally. Before today, it was about, I think, 75% chance. It was like 3 out of the 4 times. Now it's 4 out of 5 times. But very interesting to see so many people calling for the top in Bitcoin. Now, Todd is already out of a profit trade and looking for another trade setup, but Todd does not think that the bear market has begun and does not think you should be leverage shorting. And there's so many people on Twitter. I don't know if it's the rise of like Aster and all these perpetuals. Everybody feels like they need a leverage trade every little move, and that's how you get yourself really caught with your pants downs and get leverage out like Dadman Crypto is talking about over here.
Hunter, I think that was Gary back in the day. I think Gary moved to Thailand, so maybe he'll jump in here one day and give us a couple laughs. But yeah, Gary was always in here overseas, but he had a Thai girlfriend, moved to Thailand, I think.
Yeah, he would always talk about ladyboys, and he would come on here and like, it's almost like he searched for the biggest gainer for the day and then say, hey, Todd, look at Poop Coin. Oh, it's up 400%, Gary. What do you want me to do with that one?
Hey, we'll see if Gary shows up again one day.
We got some other bullish news, and what I think is interesting here is the Ethereum spot ETF could allow staking passive income as early as this week, and by the end of October, BlackRock, if you look in the filings, is making some moves to get that approval done, and you got to bet your bottom dollar that these people are here for the funds. So that means if the Ethereum spot ETF starts paying staking yield, BlackRock is going to push it very hard. Not only will they get paid on the AUM, but they're also going to keep a percentage of that passive income from the Ethereum spot ETF. This could be a big catalyst for Ethereum to have some upside growth, finally get above the $5,000, and finally allow for some altcoin excitement. Those altcoins could be ones that are already in our bag. Finally, we get some returns on those, or allows us to get active with trading the altcoins once again, because right now, nothing is really moving outside Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a couple other large caps. We really need the mid caps to come alive for activity to really pick up and for those quick gains to really happen. Do you have any opinion on the Ethereum spot ETF potentially being allowed to be staked, producing passive income for its holders?
No, I do not, but that would definitely be interesting and keeps bringing more people here, so no doubt.
Yannick says BNB is on fire. Do you want to take a look at the BNB chart? BNB is one that we've been on since the very early days, and you are right. It was even outperforming Bitcoin for a while. And as of late, CZ is out of prison, shilling, and BNB is back over $1,000. Let's see what the charts say on that one, Todd.
Let me grab that here real quick. I mean, I mentioned this yesterday. It definitely has been on a roar here, leading the way up. You know, I don't really have any Elliott wave counts on BNB. It looks like, you know, we could have done a fifth wave here, and we could, again, be working on this AB, and we come down one more time. I could see that if I'm correct on the Bitcoin trade, which would really mean A down, B up, and one more time down, probably that 895 area. So I could see that happening. And that would probably be another entry point. So we'll be looking for that. Technometer 46, not much to say. Volume following the rally up. So everything still looks good there for BNB. Whoa.
I know we're really early to Binance, but I think our earliest buys on BNB were somewhere around $8 or $9. So you must have got in there even before we did. We kind of waited until they announced that the BSC network was going to be launched, and that's when we got involved with BNB around that $9 to $20 range.
I remember Ethereum was 14 and Ripple was a half a penny when me and Matt was just starting this out, and you and I were starting to jump on stuff. Been a wild ride since late 2016.
So not only has some of the degenerates probably got liquidated on the shorts, fueling a little bit of a Bitcoin rally, there is now news that the U.S. government might be shut down for 12 days. Does that mean Bitcoin and gold goes up for 12 days? I don't know. But there was $1.6 billion from FTX creditors was given back to them in stable coins yesterday. And based on the market action and the altcoin action, I think a lot of that $1.6 billion was used on the market buy button. That I don't think wraps up all of the money from FTX, but at least those creditors are finally getting their money back. We didn't lead you to slaughter an FTX. We didn't have funds on FTX. But if you did, congratulations on finally getting some stable coins back. And hopefully you got some good entries on the dip.
Let's go to a few more screens here. We got to make sure these are all working correctly. I got the CPU trading right at 100 here on my computers, but it says we're excellent condition at YouTube. No one's complaining, so looks like we should be good. So here is the crypto bubbles for the day. Again, you can see ZEC on there up 60%. And SPX, Pingu, Pump, APT.
I like this bubble page. I haven't seen this. Banter Bubbles. Rand, if you're seeing this, hey, we're giving you a shout out here. Shout us out. I also see Floki's down there up 7.6%. Robinhood did just announce that they are listing the Floki asset. So there will be another onboarding if we get meme season back, if we get dog season back. And I want you to look at the Doge chart, because the Doge chart looks really constructive, and it's been kind of outperforming a little bit as of late. On the rumors of a Doge ETF, there's some companies buying Doge, and I like that Doge is up 7% and Floki's outperforming it up 8%. That's what I like to see.
Got the Doge chart there underneath my live. Kind of trying to stair step higher, having a good day today. Again, you can see here that one thing has happened on that's really helpful from our indicators. You can see that volume has continued to hit new lows. Our Wyckoff optimism pessimism, which is taking intraday 5-minute volume and charting it. And then you can see here, we keep making higher highs on price. So that is a bullish divergence. So normally you want to be a buyer on these oversold. We're not getting down to 38s, we're getting down to 40s, which is again what we just caught down there at, down around 23 cents. So if we can just get an oversold technometer or something down there at 40 on a constructive setup, it would look pretty good.
Hunter Hall in here says BNB over 1,000 right now. Holy smokes, I told my circle that it was a must buy at 125. Yes, sir. That's what we like to see. And then we got Diplo NYC. I have 3 BNB at an average cost of $18. Hey, congratulations to you. Every portfolio size matters, and that is a good return. You put like $50 in, it's worth over $3,000 right now. Good work on that. And then we got Hexbull says he's logging in from vacation for this stream. Wow, 2017 vibes We are back. The Duo Live show is back. The CPU is running hot over there. But if we hit our next pork blaster, our next 10-banger, 3-bagger, whatever we used to say, we got to bring back all the terms. We're getting Todd a new CPU, and we're doing Duo Live shows at least 3 times a week. Hopefully I can beg Todd to do a couple solo live shows. And then, of course, I'm also going live on Crypto Paradise. But we all know Learn Crypto is where the gains are at. Learn Crypto is where the vibes are at. So I'm glad to be back here.
I'm going to hand out a few wrenches, as we said here, for D-Pilot and Hex Bull again. Hex Bull must have changed his name or something on it, so we wrenched that again. Somebody asked for hype. I'm going to run back to my charts.
Go for it.
I'd had this showing to the Discord. You can see here that oversold technometers marked in green down here at 38 on the charts. So these last 2 were good. I thought that was a triangle forming. Probably was a 5th wave up. So once again, possibly an A down, a B up here, maybe come down one more time, back down to visit that $34 level maybe if we do get continued weakness. So again, watch it over the next day or two. We almost got oversold. You can really almost call that oversold here at 44 cents. So it's up $3 from there. So, but again, I think that could be an A, B, come down one more time.
Shalom from SharpLink Gaming praised Bitmine and Thomas Lee for their aspirations to get 5 million Ethereum. But they said that SharpLink Gaming is modifying their target. If you know, SharpLink Gaming wanted 1% of Ethereum, which is 1 million ETH. They said no more. We are going to join a Bitmine with the target of 5% of Ethereum and 5 million ETH in the Ethereum Strategic Reserve. Now, why is that a big deal? Because if you look at these numbers, Bitmine only holds 2.65 million. They need to get to 5 million, and Thomas Lee is saying by the end of 2025. That is a lot of Ethereum to be bought off the market. SharpLink Gaming only has 838,000 Ethereum, and they just upped their target to 5 million Ethereum. Bye. That means those 2 people alone, that is a great Jim Cramer over here. Don't jinx us, Jim. Don't jinx us. That means those 2 companies alone will have 10% of the Ethereum supply, not only to Diamond Hands, but they will be staking it on the network, which eats up a ton of the inflation that is occurring on each and every day. I mean, I don't know. Todd's got to find the entry, got to find the trades, but I don't know how you can say that the bull market is over when you have these 2 companies alone saying they're going to buy up another 7% of the total Ethereum supply by the end of 2025.
That definitely is a lot. So we're going to see here if we get these things rocking and rolling again. Monster having a good day today for sure. Well, we got coin up currently now. We've got coin up $9.02. MicroStrategy setting here at 337, up 15.
Coinbase, we do have a trade. We have traded that for profits each and every time over at patreon.com/learncrypto. Never had a losing trade. And once again, we have a profit stop in place. We want to work higher here and break out above the previous high, but if it fails, we'll take our profits, stand aside, get some cash, and look for another trade on either Coinbase or something else. If we do break to the upside, I will be looking for the gap to be filled, looking for somewhere between 365 to 377 to offload our coin trading position. So join us at patreon.com/learncrypto to get the trades in real time.
I'm going to go over a couple stock indices here and a few stock trades we've done on the stock Discord. So give me a minute or so here. In front of us, there's a Dow Jones Industrial Average. I showed this yesterday. Oversold readings at the green highlight. We almost got that on the 29th, Monday. And that's at a high level, obviously. Didn't get the oversold, but close to it. Kind of made me thought we might go to new highs once again. We just keep hitting new highs. We can't take this thing down. I do know short interest is increasing on the rally, which really adds more fuel to the rally. That really shouldn't be happening, but it is. So there is bearishness up here, which just leads to higher. So we're going to have to watch that. And really not much else. QQQ setting right at the highs. For Elliott Wave, I was looking for a 5th wave to end. That still could happen here in the next day or two. So again, I'm concerned the stocks are going to make some type of high and have a pullback. What will that do to stocks? Or I mean, what will that do to Bitcoin and crypto? Not quite sure. So TLT interest rates, we got a big sideways triangle. I think that's going to result in the downside. I think the TLT is a short. I think we got higher interest rates coming. So how does that work into the system? Anybody's guess. GLD, GDX. I thought we was going to have further downside back here when I mentioned about being short at 309. Again, I think that's a triangle. I think we've done a fifth wave. I think gold and silver is going to slow up somewhere here and give us a pullback. And it'll do that while the dollar rallies up here, probably up to that 100, 101 level. Again, get everybody talking about a dollar rally. And then the dollar will give it up again and go below 96. So that's what I'm thinking here. Real quick, a few stocks we've been trading. I mentioned this yesterday. Big day today. I gave that to the stock Discord at 469, I think, yesterday. You can see there with the green arrow. And again, these are things to look for. Volume had been trending down here while price was trending higher after jumping resistance and backing up to it. So I mentioned that was possible backup forming. And if volume would turn up, this thing would skate higher, and that's exactly what it did. You're seeing volume now coming off those depressed levels and price goes straight higher. Garden Health, same type of thing when I mentioned it. You can see volume here, new lows while price higher lows. Again, it looks like a triangle and higher. We had a jump and a backup. Technometer almost oversold 3 days ago. I think that one continues higher. ATRC, another one got a little deep today, but trying to recover. Got small losses in that. But I think that could be a jump and a backup. A few more here I got marked in gold. Alliant Energy, that one jump and a backup. Straight to new highs, holding. I think that one goes a lot higher. You can see here again, big sell volume coming in, and during that we had a jump and a backup. Those are things you want to look for with oversold technometers. That's why that one ran straight to new highs. Sherwin-Williams, not as exciting. I thought maybe that was a sign of strength. Last point of support, an oversold technometer. So that's one still that needs to hold here and turn higher. Another one, same type of thing. Winnebago, sign of strength, maybe a last point of support. No real setup on price and volume, but one that looks interesting on the chart. And then on some momentum stocks, to the right is a bunch of list of strong momentum stocks. Here's one that's been hammered the last 2 days, showing subscriber growth was slowing, but that might already be in the markets because that's why we're at 550 down to 250. If that one recovers here in the next day or two, might be looking at that. Spotify's been a good one. ASTS, I mentioned there, same type of thing, jump and a backup. Straight back to the highs. That was another good setup. Cores, gave a buy on this one down at the lows. Purple are the scanned buys, gold are the sells. So nice big gainer, small loss, and now another gainer. SOUN is one that looks kind of interesting. You can see our volume coming in on rallies, falling off on decline, some oversold tech readings. Might get oversold with a little bit lower in the next day or two. So the dash lines are alarms that I have set to keep me on top of these, on these things. IONQ was one that we mentioned was doing a spring at 36 and oversold technometer readings twice. That one straight up, a quick double. And another one, last but not least, we did the MJ, the marijuana. That one gave us really good setups at the bottom, as you can see. And oversold technometer readings worked out. I did sell that at 38 after on there 18, 19, and 20 various times. We did have, again, that divergence at the bottom, which got me excited about owning this one. That's one I think probably could come back down to that 31, 32 level, work sideways for some more accumulation, and then work higher. So that's really the extent of it. PSTG is another one momentum went long on at 59, that's still long. So we're giving momentum trades in the stock Discord, and the crypto Discord is where Nick and I's in there giving us the alpha in the crypto. So let's go back to the joint screen.
We got Hunter Hall in here. Says, in 2016, when we were telling others to hop into crypto space, I felt like message to new investors was 50% Bitcoin, 25% ETH, 10% Litecoin, and 15% other small caps. What would you say to new investors in 2025? Well, I think also it depends on where we're at in the market cycle, and I do truly believe that Bitcoin has already been leading, and it's time for Ethereum to continue to outperform. So I probably would say something like 25% Bitcoin, 50% ETH, 15% mid caps, and then 10% other small caps if they learn how to use MetaMask. Take some risks to see if you can get some high flyers. What do you think, Todd? What would your messaging be for kind of the standard portfolio to a new investor getting it started right here, right now in 2025?
What would be the setup that I would want for a portfolio?
Yes.
Sorry, I was getting ready a couple stock charts here for Yannick. I mean, I think, still you got to be in Bitcoin because that's the one where everyone's chasing. So I still think it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then you slide into BNB and still do the altcoins that you throw at us and some of the meme coins, etc. I mean, we really stayed with that from 2016. I don't see any change in that. We've kept huddle bags all the way up from Bitcoin at 1,500, and as you said, 3,500. Mortgage house, I know we were on 4,500, 6,500, pounding the table. So I think you stay with those core holdings and you work around it. And then you have a trading bag where you keep trying to pick low risk entries to just pull money out of these markets when you can.
Yep, and we got D-Pilot NYC saying coin looks like a continuation day tomorrow is on deck. That's what I'm hoping for to fill the gap to the upside. Like I said, between 265 to 277, 365 to 377, I probably will be selling for patreon.com/learncrypto members. But just in case we do have a profit stop in place, it's pretty tight. I'm not going to give you the exact number, but it's pretty tight. Just because I think if we do drop a little bit, I think it could get a little ugly, especially considering Coinbase hasn't reacted all that favorably to Bitcoin being up over 3% today. Coinbase is up 2.48%, but it hasn't done much with Bitcoin rallying 17,000 off the low. So, keeping an eye on it, and a profit trade is a profit trade. So if it gets stopped out, that's fine. We got the cash. We'll look for another trade on Coinbase or another opportunity. I have my eyes on a couple other stocks. Todd is talking about a lot of non-crypto related stocks as well. So there's plenty of places to throw the cash if we get profit stopped on Coinbase if it doesn't want to continue tomorrow.
Let me go over a few more requests here. Yannick, TTD, that's one that momentum was going long right before earnings. Got out after earnings with a 30% loss. I did mention to you down here that we did get that oversold technometer. I thought we would try to work higher. It is digging out of here, and yesterday the momentum scan did put it back on the buy list, so I think that one can try to dig out of here and work back higher. Target, I mentioned to you, I know before that at previous support, not much to add between price and volume, so not a big fan of Target. I know a few retailers have shown up on the momentum scan, but this one still looks a little tired.
$600 million in Bitcoin is digging into the retail degenerates and is trolling on Twitter. That's what I want out of my retailer. I mean, GameStop, even look at this tweet they just had. Yesterday, they said 7 inches, never felt this soft. GameStop exclusive, Danger Noodle plush now available. There was lines around the block for GameStop for the Pokemon release on Friday. Look, they got tons of cash. They have tons of Bitcoin. They got a troll over on Twitter. If you're looking at retailers, GameStop is where I'm putting my money. And if you are part of patreon.com/learncrypto, we have not one, but 2 entries right around the $20 mark. And it is going higher, leading into the snapshot that will occur on
I've got
October
balls of
3rd.
steel.
That is right. So for whoever asked about Target, forget Walmart, buy GameStop.
Let me go back here to SOUN. Yannick, I did mention this one probably when you were typing. I do like the looks of this. It does look like accumulation, jump, and a backup, and then continuation. You can see technometer 41. I was hoping a break of this low here at 15 and a quarter would maybe give me that oversold technometer reading. But that one I think could work higher. Definitely a high risk name. You can see volume coming in on the rallies, falling off on the declines. So that one still looks pretty well. FCEL, fuel cell. Indicators loading at the bottom. Not much to add. Volume did go to new lows while price held, but it wasn't a very big divergence. Nice volume coming in on the rally. Nice 0.382 pullback. Almost oversold the other day. So that one I think is okay to be long and would probably would be a buyer down at 675 probably if we got any type of sell-off here in the near future.
And Wolf of Neo says, love your pair doing live shows together. What's interesting about Wolf of Neo and his Neo logo, that was going to be the Chinese Ethereum killer. And we were very early on Neo because it was called Ant Shares before. This is a history lesson. And the speculation was that they were going to rebrand and make a target to be the Ethereum killer. That is exactly what happened. Neo absolutely surged. And I still remember Wolf of Neo from all those years ago. So welcome back to the live show. Welcome back to the 2025 Duo Live Show Series, and we're about to rip and roar this alt season apart. Shout out to the 349 people watching on Twitter. Shout out to the 30 people watching on YouTube. I don't know how many people are watching on Facebook, but shout out to your grandma over on Facebook as well.
And we're on here from now on looking for more of these. That's a pork blaster flying over. That's what we're looking for, more pork blasters.
Love to see it. Somebody just posted on Twitter as well. Do you think Floki can get back to its previous high at 0.003? It was rejected there not once, not twice, but 3 times. Last cycle once, this cycle twice. I think Floki is positioned to go on a run if Doge shows some strength. Floki has continuously caught up and outperformed Doge. And Floki's still building, still being active, and still buying and burning. So the fact that Floki, I mean, our Floki positions are still up 2, 3, 4, 500%, even with no alt season yet this cycle. I think that shows you the strength of Floki, the meme, and Floki, the token utility and token economics behind that. And that cult-like community will come back alive when Floki starts getting some green candles. So we own Floki in the portfolio instead of Doge. We also earn staking yield. You can stake Floki. You can't stake Doge. So we have that going as well. That's been earning for a very long time. So do we break out to new all-time highs? I sure hope so. It's been rejected there 3 times. It's about time. 4th time is a charm when we break out to new highs on that one.
What up, Bill? A long time name.
What do you think about Aster? Do you want to pull up that Aster chart? We haven't looked at it. I was calling for, hey, I wouldn't be FOMOing in. If it breaks below $2, we're going to see a waterfall effect. I know we got down to like 150, but if you're looking at Aster, I know it's new. Is there any glaring TA, any support levels you might want to buy into? Because the more I look at the fundamentals, it looks like it is going to be a big runner this cycle. But now it's about, hey, can you time it to where you actually get a good re-entry and you're not sitting on red candles for a while?
First of all, let me give this Floki chart that I was showing. Let me blow that up real quick. Interesting thing still here on Floki. You got continued sell volume coming in, price continuing to make higher highs. We did get oversold right at it there a week ago, right around these levels. So if these things will start showing better price action to the upside, then maybe you would see, again, volume come in and you would see price explode higher like I showed you there on TMO and some of the stocks. So that's what you're wanting is sell volume coming in, price being supported, meaning people smarter than us, the composite man is buying and holding, and then they're waiting for markup. So that's what we're hoping for. Aster. I showed this to the group yesterday, so let me zero in on that. I think actually I had the 4-hour. Let me go to the 4-hour so it looks a little bit better. Again, I got a bunch of alarms on here. Let me delete a few of those. Some of them have doubled up. I think I had some from my phone. So again, the dash lines are just alarms that I have set. I can get rid of that one now. I think really we've had 5 waves up and an ABC. And I think on the, I was hoping there overnight we could break down and get into what I thought was a buy range. Not getting that, so I think I still will move that over. And if we do get the sell-off in Bitcoin and Ethereum a little bit lower, then I would think that, we could have this thing slide over here and then maybe pick up something lower in the next couple weeks. Or theoretically on, C wave could be over there overnight, and now we're ready to see the upside again. But currently I'd keep watching here. Volume and price kind of moving together, so nothing alarming there to get excited. But would like to buy that a little bit lower.
Not at all, and kind of have the same perspective. In a live show yesterday, I was talking about, or a couple days ago, I was talking about how a $1.50 pullback would make sense. We went right to that. I still didn't give a buy because it just didn't look like the greatest buy opportunity. But now I kind of see the same type of thing. I can see if we drop off one more time, you might get an entry between like $1.15 to $1.33, and that would be right back at previous support from like September 22nd. So that's very possible. We'll see what happens. Like I said, the fundamentals keep pointing to this thing going to have a good cycle. But now it's about timing of the entry. There is an airdrop coming up. There is pre-salers that are getting tokens this month, and that all usually leads to a sell-off in price. A lot of that will be on the back of how strong or weak Bitcoin and Ethereum are. Now, if you're a super Aster bull and you're just like, I need this in my structured portfolio, this is what I want, then of course, don't try to sit here and pick up pennies in front of a freight train. Take your entry and be happy with it. Obviously, we're in more of the position right now that Aster isn't in the portfolio. It doesn't need to be in the portfolio, but we think it could do well, so we're looking for trade setups on it. So we're trying to have some more patience, see if there's another sell-off below that 150 mark and kind of get into both our sell targets. Todd's is a little bit higher than mine, somewhere like I think it was like 125 to 145. Mine's looking like 115 to 135. Nonetheless, somewhere in that range, just a minor new low might be enough to get us bullish to take a trade opportunity on Aster and see if it's going to be a long-term hold, or maybe we'll just get a quick 10-20% gains out of it, hit the profit bell, and look for something else.
Let me run a disclaimer for my regulators. Hold on.
There's a high degree of risk involved in trading stocks and cryptocurrencies. Our thoughts and ideas are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your personal advisor or do your own research. Past results are not indicative of future returns.
All right, get that out of the way. That's about all that I think I have. Nick? No more requests?
If there's any other questions, comments, concerns, let us know. If you're not in Patreon, then you're not in Bitmine, BMNR at $31. We are. I know it is up to $52, but I still believe there's a lot of value for Bitmine and BMNR as the top Ethereum strategic reserve. And with that said, we talked about Sharplink Gaming and SBET. If you're in Patreon, you're in that SBET right around $9 to $10. You had a whole week to buy it there, and some reason you still didn't. It ran up to 40, and now it's consolidated back to 17. Yes, I know it is 75% higher than our entry, but I still think there's a lot of value for Sharplink Gaming, and they just announced that they're not going to be buying 1 million ETH, they're going to be buying 5 million ETH. Also understand that Joe Lubin and Consensus, there is going to be a MetaMask token. Sharplink Gaming is going to benefit from that. There is a Linea token. Sharplink Gaming is going to benefit from that. That's the difference. Sharplink Gaming is more the DGen DeFi side. You have Joe Lubin, they're going to get better yields. Thomas Lee is with Bitmine, more the institutional side. You got ARK investing, Kathy Wood investing, and all these traditional investment people investing. That's why I think both should be in your portfolio. If you believe Ethereum has not topped and is going to go to $8,000, $10,000, $20,000, and you have some stock money, those are the premier Ethereum strategic reserves, and I think they will have a premium to ETH price and will outperform even Ethereum during this rally.
And everyone that kind of follows us, the emerging markets, I did that video in April showing that emerging markets could outperform the Standard & Poor's 500 because it's underperformed for 15 years. So let's go to that chart real quick because I still think that's going to continue. Would love to have a pullback to 49.51 to be able to add 2 positions or enter positions there. But also Bitcoin does really well when emerging markets are doing well. So if emerging markets is going to outperform SPY next 5 or 10 years, probably tells you Bitcoin is still going to keep rocking and rolling. So I don't know, myself personally, I got to get in the mega bull camp. I hate the idea that everyone's long Bitcoin and people that laughed at all of us when it was 1,000, 3,000, 5,000 now telling me they're buying it. That's got me a little hesitant here, so I don't know how we try to wipe some of those people out. Maybe we won't. Maybe they'll get to ride the game higher as well. But I do think emerging markets leads it, takes the lead versus U.S. And again, that's got to help Bitcoin. So
the biggest thing for those people is we were telling them at 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, and now they're buying. And why I think it could still not be a bearish top indicator is because it's like, okay, you buy. Bitcoin goes to even $250,000, which seems unfathomable. They still only get 2x out of that. Right. You know what I mean? So it's not like, they're buying at 5,000, riding it to 100,000. It's like, okay, sure, buy here at 117 and hope you sell at 244, which is my prediction, and you get your 2x. That's not that crazy. Right when they're looking to buy into Bitcoin because now it's the ETF and it's the new gold, that's when they should be looking at Ethereum. That's when they should be looking at BNB, Solana, and some other altcoins that still could potentially have 5x's, 10x's, 20x's in the tank. And I think that's a way that you could work higher. I've talked about in the past, when gold ETF was created, it went on a 10-year bull run. Now we've had the Bitcoin ETF in play now for about 2 years. It's been bull market since then. Maybe it's only been a year. But I do think that is how you do see a more substantial long-term bull market for Bitcoin. Maybe you don't have the massive gains we're used to, but it can still be kind of a proxy in comparison to what gold has done and outperformed that market. Just what I think people forget is, Bitcoin has a $2.2 trillion market cap. Gold has a $25 trillion market cap right now. So that means Bitcoin could still do a 12x to just catch even gold, which is kind of crazy to say with Bitcoin at $100,000.
Yannick's asking about GRR. Let me run to that. A little bit of a buy divergence between price and volume. Definitely some support down there, some accumulation. Took out the downtrend line, which you want. So it kind of out in open space. I guess myself, it'd be kind of nice if it hold right here, where it had some previous resistance. So if it hold here and turn higher, I'd probably like it a little bit more. But that's one that could come live here. So Yannick Hoyce has a bunch of stocks he's looking at, definitely playing the game. So that might be one to watch.
What is that, a pirate? Yannick's got to dress up like a pirate if Gur bounces here and goes above $22.
Gorilla Technology.
I need to see okay, well, you got to dress up as a gorilla then for Halloween if that goes above $23 and send us a picture that we'll show on the live show, Yannick.
For our big Halloween party November 1st.
Oh, yeah. There is going to be a Halloween party. Invite only. If anybody's in the area, let us know. You got to have a wrench, and you got to tune into live shows and leave comments in the comment section below. And also join us at patreon.com/learncrypto to get these trades in real time. Because here's the thing. The Duo live show is back. And if we get on here bragging about profit taking, short selling, going long, and you're not getting those gains, you're going to be pretty upset. So you probably should join us. You can also get a 10% discount if you sign up for a year. It looks like all systems go here. Todd's solo live show is back. The Duo live show is back. Crypto Paradise live shows are active. Alt season about to start. Let's make some gains.
We're talking Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Nick and I. Tuesday, Thursday, maybe be by myself. That's kind of what we're talking about. So we'll see how it goes here. If we get a rip-roaring all season, etc., then I'm guessing Nick and I might do Monday through Friday. So we'll see.
D-Pilot NYC says, you guys are great. I'll tune in more. Thanks for this. Hey, if you're new to the channel, which I think you were, this is literally the first live show back. We went very hard on live shows in 2016, 2017, 2018. Slowed down when COVID happened and never really got back on the horse as far as live shows are concerned. But the time is now. We got to strike now. The community deserves it. The wallets deserve it. And everybody here that is tuning in and finding us early, you're going to be the early guys, the OGs this cycle. You hear from Hunter Hall, Bill, Yannick, all these guys that were with us in 2016, 2017, made some life-changing gains. Well, the next round of life-changing gains are here, and that's why the Duo live show is back.
All right, that's all I've got. 3:05, stocks are closed. It's Wednesday. I don't have much else here. So, Nick, if you're done, we're going to end this show.
Yeah, I think that's good, and it's good that everything went without a hitch. We'll listen to the playback. We'll get some shorts edited out of this, and we'll keep the ball rolling. If you want to know our entries, our profit stops, and everything, again, join us, patreon.com/learncrypto. See what else we offer at learncrypto.io. There's free stuff on there. There's links to all of our other social media. And, of course, there's trading courses. We're here to help you. We can even manage your crypto accounts with a trading API, no problem. We can get it. We got it done.
Just gave Brandon F a wrench, so everyone I think should be good. Appreciate you stopping by, Bill, KM, Yannick, D-Pilot, everybody. And we'll be back here soon. Peace out.
Peace out.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.